in second grade. Yesterday we were adding two-digit numbers together and we're using different strategies to help us find the sum. We were using place value, we were making friendly numbers, we were even moving just some numbers around within the two-digit numbers to get to that 10, which makes it so much easier to add, doesn't it? Ooh, a 10 is a friend. Well, we're going to continue this work today, but today I'm going to amp up the challenge just a hair. Yesterday we only added two-digit numbers. Today we're going to be adding 3 and 4 two-digit numbers. But let me tell you a secret. If you know how to add two-digit numbers, you can add 3 and 4 without any problem. I know you can. Let's go ahead and take a peek at our learning target, and we're going to get started. I can add several, remember that word from yesterday, more than one, several two-digit numbers using place value. That phrase, place value, has come up over and over and over and over again in second grade this year. We are using the value of the place of these numbers to help us. And we're going to do a perfect example of that in the next couple lessons. All right, our stories today are kind of fun. Let's take a peek at our first one. Gia follows directions to find a secret code for a treasure hunt. Ooh, a treasure hunt, how fun. Start at the oak tree and take 36 steps. Listen carefully, second grade, you don't want to forget this. Turn right, take 28 steps. Turn left, take 42 steps. The secret code is the total number of steps she took. What is the secret code? Oh, okay, so hold on. Hold your roll, okay? What do we already know? Tell me something. What do we already know? We're trying to find out the secret code, okay? And what is the secret code? The total number of steps. So that's what we don't know. We're trying to find out. We're trying to find out the secret code, which is the total number of steps. So how am I going to find that out? Well, 36 steps were taken at the beginning. Then 28 more steps were taken. And then 42 steps were taken. How can I write an equation to help us find the total number of steps if she took 36, then 28, and then 42? What would that equation say? What would it look like? 36 plus 28 plus 42 equals blank. Okay, so we're adding those steps together, the 36 steps, the 28 steps, the 42, to find the total number. So we're adding these numbers together, all right? Now, remember, we're using that place value to help us. What can you do to help you solve this problem? Go gadgets. I see two different equations. What did you do here? Why did you add your 10s together first? Okay, what are you going to add together next? Where are your numbers in this model? Oh, okay. And I noticed that you circled some up. Why did you circle those numbers up? Because they make a 10. Aha, like we did yesterday. Interesting. I noticed that you added two numbers together first and then you added another one. How did that help you solve this problem? It does make it a little bit easier to add 2 first, doesn't it? All right, are you guys ready? Remember, if you're not ready, pause me. Start me up again when you are ready. Let's go ahead and start this work together. Okay, my friend who drew those base 10 models, what did your work look like? Okay, there's your 36, 3 10s, 6 1s, then what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 40. Ooh, okay, and what did you do next? I know 8 and 2 equals 10. Okay, and so then what did you do? All right, so your 3 and your 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, 90. And then you had 10. And then you had 6, okay? And what did you do next to help you solve that? You know, 90 plus 10 equals 100 plus 6. And 100 plus 6 equals 106. 106. Why were we able to write that equal sign in between those? Remember our work from a couple days ago? How those two expressions were the same? And so we put an equal sign in between. Remember those from Felix, I think it was? Does 90 plus 10 plus 6, is that the same as 100 plus 6? Is that the same as 106? So we can put that equal sign in between those, can't we? When we're looking at each expression is the same, we can put the equal sign in between each of those. So you're saying that there's 106. 106 is her secret code because that's the total number of steps they took. What do you know? What do you think about this, friends? Okay, what are they doing first? Breaking up into tens and ones, adding those tens, adding those ones. I noticed a friend did one extra step that we haven't always done. This was from yesterday, wasn't it? Where we found that 10, and then we added those tens again, and then we added those ones last. Breaking that 10 out of there makes it a little bit easier to see that, doesn't it? Okay, so then let's take a peek at this strategy, and I want you to think about what's the same and what's different. Okay, and what did you get when you said 30 plus 20 plus 40? 50 and 40 more is 90. Okay, then what did you do? 6 plus 8 plus 2. You said that was 10. So 6 plus 10 equals 16. And then 90 plus 16 equals 106. How are these two pieces of work the same and how are they different? So they're both breaking it up into tens and ones, absolutely. This friend pulled that 10 out. This friend still added they made it that 10 first, but just included it in the ones, and then used that 9 tens and 1 10 is 10 tens, and then 6 ones plus 0 ones is 6 ones. So what was the secret code for Gia? Gia's secret code is 106. So we're really focusing on place value. That's our target, right? We're really focusing on that place value to help us solve this problem. And adding those tens and then those ones together, and then putting the tens and the ones together at the end. I just told you a little bit ago that if we can add the two-digit numbers together, then we can easily add these. How are they similar? Yeah, we're still using base 10. We're adding those tens and those ones together first, aren't we? Absolutely. Knowing place value, whether we're adding 2, 3, 4, 10-digit numbers together, using place value will always help us. Absolutely. Let's take a peek at our second problem. Ray and Cho are filling water balloons. Man, these are some fun kids. For a game. Ray fills 16 red balloons and 41 white balloons. Cho fills 22 red balloons and 39 white balloons. How many balloons did they fill? Read that to you one more time. I want you to think, what do we know? And what are we trying to find out? Ray and Cho are filling water balloons for a game. Ro fills 16 red water balloons, and 41 white water balloons. Cho fills 32 red balloons and 39 white balloons. How many balloons did they fill? What are we trying to find out, second grade? We want to know how many balloons they filled, right? We don't know how much that is. What do we already know, though, that can help us solve that? Okay. All right. Ray filled 16 red and 41 white. Okay, what else do we already know? Cho filled 22 red and 39 white. I want you to take a moment and write an equation that would help us solve this problem. What equation would match the story to help us solve this problem? Don't forget each of those things that we know in that equation. Okay, so where are Ray's red balloons and his white balloons? What about Cho's balloons? Don't forget to add both of those. Oh, I see the 16, the 41, and 22. What are we missing here? That 39. We don't want to forget each of those. When we have a lot of them, it's easy to lose track, isn't it? All right, friends, let's take a peek. What's that equation going to look like? 16 plus 41 plus 22 plus 39. Ooh, okay. Let's see how we might solve this. Remember, we can use what we already know about adding two-digit numbers to help us solve this one. Go ahead and get started. I noticed you're not adding those numbers in the same order. Which two numbers did you add together first? Why did you add 41 and 39 together? Because you're 9 and you're 1. Ooh, what are you making when you're adding your 9 and your 1? A 10. Ooh, I noticed, what are you adding together first? Adding all the 10s, and then what are you going to add next? Your 1s, all right. Ooh, what are you adding together first? Where's your 40? Not in that model. Where's your 39? Your 16? 22. With your 22, how much is your first 2 worth? How much is your second 2 worth? We don't want to forget that, do we? All right, friends, coming together. Remember, you can pause me at any time if you need some more time to think. I've got 2 different things I want to share with everyone. One friend, we're just going to talk about it as we do it. Okay, starting to get a little ahead of myself. Okay, first of all, I'm going to ask everybody to think about this for a second. I was just asking my friend over here. When we look at that number 22, we know that we have that idea of place value, but when we look at the number 22, it's got the same number. So are they both worth 2? What is this 2 worth? It is worth 20. And why is it worth 20? Because it's in the tens place. What about this 2? It's only worth 2. And why is it only worth 2? Very good, because it is in the ones place. All right, I just want to take that minute and think about that work. When we see, especially when we see numbers with 2 of the same in those digits, we want to make sure we know that 1 is worth those 10 in that tens place and 1 is in that ones place. All right, let's go ahead and get started. What did you do first, my friend? And what are those numbers? They're the numbers in your tens place, okay? And what did you notice about that? 10 plus 40 equaled 50? Ah. 20 plus 30 equaled 50. And what does 50 and 50 equal? How do you know it equals 100? 5 and 5 is 10. That's 10 tens. And 0 and 0 is 100. All right? And what did you do next? You put it in a little different order, didn't you? All right, so you did 6 plus 2 plus 1 plus 9. Why did you put them in that order? Because that 1 and that 9 made it a little bit easier. Okay, so what did you do first? You knew that was 10. That was 8, and so 8 and 10 equals 18. All right, and what was your last step? 100 plus 18 equals 118. Wiggle waggle if you agree with that work. What are they using to help them solve this? Place value. Our tens are worth this much, our ones are worth this much, and then we're putting our tens and our ones together. Another friend did something a little different. Let's share this. So how did you set yours up? All right, so you said 39 plus 41 plus 16 plus 22 equals blank. Okay, and what did you do first? All right, so you knew that 9 and 1 was a 10. Okay, and 30 plus 40 was 70, so that was going to be 80. Okay, so you were adding your 10s and your 1s, and what did you do next? All right, so you knew your 10 and 20 was 30. Your 6 and 2 was 8, and so you have 38. All right, and what did you do after that? Add them together, okay? 8, 9, 10, 11, so that's 11 tens, okay? And then you have 8 and 0, which is 8. So how many balloons did Ray and Cho fill up? 118. Whether we're adding our tens first and then our ones and then putting them together, or grouping our numbers and adding 2 together and then 2 together and then putting all of them together after that. I still notice though that over here that those friends are still doing what? Adding the tens and then adding the ones. Remember, as we do our work together today in your workbook, I want you to make sure that you're focusing on that place value. How much are those tens worth and how much are those ones worth? Happy solving!